Hey, Glenn.
Hey, Chris, how you doing?
It feels like it's been forever since we did this. Did we skip a week, or did my brain just shut off for a
Well,
week?
I actually just posted last week's yesterday, so
I
it
saw
seems
it
like
pop
we
up.
just talked because I just edited it
saw
last
it.
night. But it's been almost a week.
Oh, hang on. my Amazon Echo's freaking out. You know what she?
Is it
You know
ordering
what she just
dollhouses
said?
for you?
You know what she just said?
What?
She just said, "Really again?"
That's the greatest.
and your dollhouse is on its way. Yes.
Did you
you
hear
get-
the story that in San Diego, the newscast
Yeah,
had
yeah,
the story about
dollhouses.
that?
Yeah, I thought that's what the joke you were making.
Well, no, they left the sound. They left it in, and it ordered like
Right.
hundreds of dollhouses for people in San Diego.
Yeah, of course. I thought that was the joke. Yes.
Oh,
Yep. It's I'm telling you, man.
how
it's just another-
irresponsible can you be?
Well, it's not irresponsible. You just don't think like I don't even know that I would think about it. I mean, I guess I would. You just because it doesn't occur to you like, is it really going to do that? Like, I don't even think like in my house if I said, "Hey, ahoy, ahoy, order me a dollhouse," whether it actually would or not. It's like I don't know.
It's
Somebody else did a. What did I hear? I heard it. Oh, it was on I think Twit. Might have been Clayton Morris. Anyway, I think he said he did a little test. It was set up. It wasn't just random like that. But he asked people to turn on their echoes, and he asked it all to play Wham's what's their Christmas song? That Last Christmas.
That's Christmas.
Yeah, but it was actually before George Michael passed, so it was a little prophetic. But yeah, I don't know. Do you have one? I can't remember.
Yes.
All right. Why is that the tone I always get from you? And is that what you use with your family? And
Okay.
if it is, wait a minute. And if it is, hold on a second.
So
And if it is, why are you allowed to keep living in the house?
So
if that's the tone you use with them.
I actually have a problem.
How long is this show?
So Tammy is going back and listening. She's gone back and listened to all of our podcasts.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, is right. But there was one. She's like, episode 12. You're talking. I'm like, I don't even know what I talked
Right.
about. But she said, she goes. I said, yeah, or something like that. And she's like, you do that to Chris too. It's like when you just don't want to talk about it anymore, you get this attitude. I'm like,
Yeah. See, we all know it, man. We're all going to stage an intervention, an attitude intervention with you.
no, but it's funny because I'm hearing it from. It's like, oh, really?
And you're like, oh, I am a jerk.
No,
Right?
no.
Is it along those
I
lines?
said yes, absolutely. I do that, and there's a reason. I explained the whole reason, and she's like, "Well, you do that here too," and I'm like, "You just gotta stop listening to the podcast because this is causing me issues."
Yeah, it's like when there are different elements that combine and the results are not good. Like I don't know. Hi, Tammy. Should she be listening? Got to make sure I'm on my best behavior. All right. Well, thanks for coming. And
Thanks.
wow, because we do this every week. Is there actually news last time, or should we just like make up? Should we make up some news? We should make up fake Disney news.
We
Hashtag
should.
fake Disney news.
We should.
Wouldn't that be funny? I'm trying to be clever right now and think of something really they can make up. Hey, did you hear
But-
that? I don't know.
No, but there actually
Too
is
late for
some. There actually is some news.
All right. Oh,
So
you got
let's-
your serious news voice on.
Yeah,
All right.
let's
What
cover
do we
it.
got? Let's
Get to it.
educate
man.
and entertain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the first bit of news is there are new security measures at the Magic Kingdom.
Oh, you're already setting off my hot buttons on the show.
I
All
know.
right.
Hey, look.
Get me all riled up now.
If people can complain about me, I'm gonna get them to complain about you.
Who's complaining about you other than your family?
Yeah, well, my family. That's all that matters.
Okay. Hopefully our audience goes beyond our families, but
I hope so.
We'll find out. All right, so security stuff. So
Okay.
tell me they've done the right thing. They have removed the metal detectors. They moved them all to the transportation area, and the glorious entrance to the Magic Kingdom is no longer sullied with all the horrible reminders of how dangerous places like this can become. Right?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
the complete opposite. So on WDW News today, they have a write-up and photos. So if you're coming from either the ferry or the Contemporary, there are, okay, you don't go to the center anymore. So they set up bag checks and metal detectors. I'm trying to explain it.
It's a little hard. Even looking at the photos is a little hard to quite grasp what they got. But,
right. So once you pass this, you go right to the turnstiles, right? So the flow used to be you would get off the ferry, go down the ramp, and then go into the center, and then go to bag check and then the turnstiles.
Yep.
This way, you get off the ferry, then you go straight to bag check, and according to this says that all guests are now being made to go through the metal detectors.
Which I'm not too surprised about.
Okay.
I mean, because I don't know. It seems like you kind of have to get to that point. If you're going to have them, you kind of have to have it for everybody.
So I mean, and then at the end it says this method is only used once crowd levels rise to a certain point later in the morning. If you arrive early enough, all guests will be going through the center security checkpoints.
Yeah, you know why. Then I'll have to pay for more security guards to man the multiple stations.
Right. So if you do want to do harm to anybody, you just get there early.
Yeah. Well, see, and this is why we don't go early in the morning. Now you know. See, it wasn't out of laziness. It's efficiency and such.
Safety.
Yeah, and safety. Yeah, they can't. I'm looking at these photos. They can't make these like they just got a folding table and that cheap like tablecloth thing you'd see at a wedding. They can't somehow theme these things any better. I mean, maybe they don't want to. I love look at the last picture. You have the great train station in the background,
right?
And you have and you have that ugly table. But even that, okay, they try to dress it up, and they got a metal detector, which looks like a metal detector, and then they put a nice plant next to it. It's like the plant makes it all better. I've mentioned this before. The magical ferns. I don't think it's a fern, but it's like somebody said, you know what? You know what we need here? We need a plant.
Right.
Go get Steve. Tell him to get a plant. I don't know. So what do you think? Is this? I don't know.
Well, I think I think it'll help the flow if you don't have if you have because I think we mentioned this last week or the week before. If they finish all the security construction and everything else, and you have ferry people going into one, bus people going into one bag check area, and then you have monorail people coming from the other side, but they have their own bag check area, then what you do, you free up that middle space, so it does actually become nicer and, more welcoming. I think this is a good move, but
I'd still much rather,
They couldn't. So the metal detectors, they couldn't paint them that same green color.
Yeah, right.
That everything else is, or put a facade on it or something. I mean,
look at the second picture from the last. And by the way, thanks to who's this? WDW News Today. It is pretty good coverage.
Yeah.
The second to last one, it almost looks like there's a sign on the top of that metal detector. It almost looks like, I don't know, what is that? That's not
I think that's what tells
like
them okay or not okay.
Okay. It almost looks like something they tried to theme a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like
I know what you're saying, but I don't think that's it.
So these are just run of the mill stock, And maybe they do want it that way to have kind of this vibe of security, but and I'm sure they've thought about this. But why can they not move? I guess because why can they not move these for the monorail to the TTC or the resorts? Wouldn't that be way more efficient to do that?
Well,
and then you could funnel people right off of the monorail station through that gate that's been closed since they started all this. Yeah, well, because it makes me angry every time.
I know.
Because you have to walk right past it. Right?
I think there's too many entry points. Because but say you're at the Contemporary and you have a reservation at the Grand Floridian to go eat dinner. Okay. Do you really want to go through security just to get on the monorail? On the off chance that you would stay on it and go to the Magic Kingdom?
No, but I don't really want to do it when I'm going to the Magic Kingdom either.
Right, I know.
It just
I think that is
same thing I've said every episode. I just keep beating the same drum, which is just it feels. I mean, look at the pictures. You see how wrong it looks for. It's just bad show, right? Just to take it down to a Disney foundation, it's just bad show. I mean, it's practically on top of these people's bricks that are their family heirlooms.
I know.
And
but getting back to your TTC or monorail and ferry. I think you actually could move it for the ferry and for the express monorail.
Yeah, of course. Right.
You could move both of those to the TTC and do the screening there, and then anybody who gets off the ferry can go straight in, right? Because you're not making any other stops.
Well, yeah, I guess you could, because I was thinking that the express monorail and the resort monorail are blended, but they're really not.
No,
they're two separate ramps, right?
Absolutely. The express monorail, you can't even get off at any of the hotels unless it's an emergency or whatever.
Right.
So for those two, you absolutely could.
Yeah, because I wouldn't care if it were at the TTC, because it feels so utilitarian. There's no real theming or anything. It feels like, okay, just like at an airport, I'm about to board a mode of transportation. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just naturally so. But like I'm about to board some transportation.
Yeah.
And that's what you do, right?
Yeah.
And not to be...
that's the transportation center. So, okay,
right.
And
I hate to put it this way, but certainly, how do I phrase this? Certainly, they would never want a security incident on the ferry boat or the monorails themselves, right? So,
right.
Don't you want to protect those?
Last time we talked about that, and it's a very valid point. You absolutely wouldn't.
Okay, well, I don't know. I'll choose to take a positive side of this. So you're right. It is good that they're relieving the crush in the center during the busy time. So I give them kudos for that.
Okay.
Just theme the things a little bit better.
Right.
Just don't make me feel like I'm going, like it just feels like you're being processed, right? And I think that's what it is, right? And it feels that way at the airport too. When you're in this mass of people and you're being shoved through this thing, it's like I'm being processed for something, prison, whatever.
Yep.
And then can I gripe about one more thing? Because it's a new year, and I feel like my quota for gripes has been reset. So
okay.
The other thing I don't like about this whole setup is the double check. First I have to have my bags checked, then I got to go through the metal detector.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but when I go to the parks, I have such a load of stuff in my pockets and my bags and everything. And I mean, I guess I'll get better at it now, knowing that I'm always going to go through a metal detector. But it's always this juggle of, I just had my bags checked. Now I got to get my keys and my phone and my sunglasses and get this all on my stuff and put it in my bag or put it in the little bins. And it's so clumsy. And if you go back to the whole intent of this, I don't know if there was ever a Disney name for it, but this sort of leaving the real world behind and coming into the Magic Kingdom. Mm-hmm. By this point that you're stepping foot on this ground, you should have left all that behind already.
Oh,
right?
Absolutely.
And all this does is bring it right back, right?
Yeah.
And so, there's got to be a better way for this. If they can't move it completely, then at least blend it in better somehow.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool. Well, good news anyway.
Yeah.
I guess. All right. But plants. Yay.
Yeah. So the next bit. Go ahead.
We have more news? No, I was going to ask. We have more news?
Yeah. So next is the Hall of Presidents is closing January 17th until June 29th. And it'll open on June 30th, just in time for the 4th of July. And the next bit of news is that the
I'm looking at my phone to see if I can find some sort of cricket sound effect that I could just play during that time.
Next thing is the hot air balloon that is over, that has Kermit's face, that's on top of Muppet Vision 3D.
Yeah.
That's going to be coming down in the next couple of weeks.
Permanently?
Yes, because of sightlines in Star Wars Land.
No.
Yeah.
This is where I want to do my Darth Vader. No.
Yep.
I love that thing.
Yep.
What sight lines? Is there going to be something that tall?
I don't know. I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy.
We need why do you have a podcast on Disney?
No, I'm just throwing out news bits. That's all.
But but
some of the important things that are happening around the property.
Terrible. Oh, it's so sad.
I know. I know.
Do you have any good news?
First the water tower, now the hot air balloon.
Which I don't know why I thought of that the other day. I don't know. I heard reference to the Earful Tower, or I don't know, or I just thought of it, and I thought of it again. I'm like, I still don't understand. Like, I'm trying to imagine how the meeting went when they decided to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Because I'll go back to Steve. Steve would be my Disney employee. So, Steve, what do we do about the Earful Tower? Well, we got a couple options. We can implode it. We can move it. We can put it in a sinkhole. I got all these different options, and they said, let's get rid of it. didn't anybody say, well, Steve, hold on a second. Maybe we want to keep it because, tradition and stuff.
Right.
Nobody?
I guess not. But it's curious that the icon for Hollywood Studios now is the Tower of Terror. And that's what, before, okay. So in 1989, when it opened, it was the Eiffel Tower was the icon.
Right.
And then in 2001, they started using the Sorcerer's Hat as the park icon.
Which I didn't hate quite as much as you did.
Okay, we're not getting into that discussion.
Why
and
not?
then, but now, so both of those are gone. So now they've turned, but because the park really doesn't have any other icon. I mean, the Chinese theater, but once again, it's just like using at least the Tower of Terror is somewhat Disney original, right?
Yeah.
Even though it's based on a CBS property, but I don't know. It's just odd because really, how tough would it be to just take the water tower and put it in front of the main gate or something, right?
It would. And now I'm no construction genius, but I got to figure, the people that have brought us the Walt Disney World Resort and Parks probably could have figured out a way to do that.
You would think, just to stick it out there and say, okay, this is still the icon of
Hell,
the
put
park.
it in the parking lot somewhere. Put it in the middle of television or something, right?
Right. Right. So anyway,
it seems like such a waste, and unless there are other aspects we don't know about it, like there was it was rusting out, and it would have been, I don't know what.
Well, I mean, yeah, but so we know for a fact that they're going to change the name of the studios in the future at some point.
Wait a minute, that's a fact. We know this.
Yeah, Bob Iger last year or the year before, somebody asked him at a stockholder meeting, bluntly asked him, "Are you going to change the name of Disney Hollywood Studios?" And he said yes.
Okay.
So maybe they're waiting. Maybe it'll be like Disney's Florida Adventure or something, and it'll be like,
oh God, no, please no,
Star Wars or
no.
I don't know.
It'll be things we bought land.
Right. Random Park.
Miscellaneous.
But still not Marvel.
Oh, Marvel.
So
damn you, Universal. So funny.
Right.
I didn't know they were changing the name. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, if we had this blog, this podcast back then
I know. I could have not listened to it. I could have not listened to it back then too. Yeah.
Oh,
what they should? You know what they should do? Recently there was like there've been some hullabaloos because different organizations have tried to use the power of crowdsourcing to name things, and there was like a ship that they were going to name, and they came up with some like McBodie something or other.
Yeah, Bodie McBoatface.
Bodie McBoatface. That's right. They should do a similar thing for the park. They should just let people go online and not choose from existing ones. Just get to write in whatever and then vote on them, and then
it'll be the Butthead Memorial Gymnasium.
I would vote for Where's the Effing Monorail? That's
oh man. Okay, next on our topic list.
I can't tell.
The
Do you
Disney
want the show to
Parks
be
blog?
serious or fun? I can't tell which way you want to go with this.
No, I'm just trying to keep it. Look, I'm tired of editing hour and a half.
Listen,
long
I told you,
and I know people are tired
after
of
New
listening
Year's,
to hour and a half.
I told
long
you.
podcasts.
Listen, I had a revelation New Year's Eve, and I told you I realized that in this show, my job is I'm the Kathy Griffin, and you are what's his name?
Anderson Cooper. What's his name?
Thank you.
How dare you?
I'm not big with the names, Joe. So. Yeah, see? So that's my job. So I need, I'm trying to live up to that.
Okay. So the Disney Parks blog put out a blog post on January 1st. 17 reasons to visit Walt Disney World in 2017. So I thought it would be fun if we went through this list and just see what they say are the outstanding things in 2017. And see if that would, if that's going to make us go to the theme parks.
Oh my goodness!
What do you think?
But we go to the theme parks anyway.
But I don't.
Well, you do. You're gonna.
I do, but okay.
Surely.
Are
We'll pretend.
Are any of these 17 going to make me spend thousands of dollars to come down to Orlando this year?
All right, let's do
How's
that.
that?
Except I don't see a link in the thing that I can go watch along.
I know. I don't want you to have it. I'm gonna.
Oh, you don't want?
I'm gonna. No,
okay.
I'm gonna tell you.
For once, my lack of preparation is paying off. Okay.
It is, John. I mean, Chris.
Kathy. My name's Kathy. All right.
Kathy. All right.
Let's go.
All right. Number one. Star Wars: A Galactic Spectacular fireworks at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
So you're asking me. So the test is because this thing exists. I say, you know what? Let's go spend thousands of dollars.
Right. Are any of these going, or a collection of these, going to make me want to spend thousands of dollars to book a hotel room and buy tickets and come on down and go to the parks to see or experience these things?
Yeah, boy, it's so. I'll say yes. It's so hard though because it's usually like a culmination of things, right?
Yeah, I know, and it doesn't have to be yes or. I mean, we can just. When I went through this list the first time, I didn't. I'm getting a little spoiler here, but there's nothing in here that grabbed me that said, "Hey, you know what? This is awesome." It's like they're really grasping at straws to try to find stuff to tell people to come and.
So let's do this. Let's pick something from history that you would have pointed to that you would have said that thing was the kind of thing that was my MacGuffin to make me go.
Okay, like the Main Street Electrical Parade.
That it existed or that it was ending or
no that it, so in 20 so we made a specific trip in 2010 because it was supposed to be a limited run
for as long as we can let it run.
Right. So we actually went because of that.
Okay.
And luckily we got to see it like 5 more times because it was still there, but
still running.
So the Main Street Electrical Parade. So that made me go. Star Wars weekend.
Yeah.
Okay. That caused me to Christmas.
Wait, Disney invented Christmas?
Huh?
Oh, okay. Disney invented Christmas? I didn't know that.
No, but I'm saying, the Christmas decoration, Christmas season, that
okay.
has caused me to
propelled you.
book a trip. Okay, so that's the kind of things. Does that help? Or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So this, if I'm a Star Wars nerd, and I am a little bit, I think if I haven't been to Disney in a little while, and I saw that, and I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, let's do it because I love me Star Wars.
Cool. Have you seen it?
No.
Okay, number 2.
But I saw the Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam, and I think it's kind of the same idea, right?
It is the same idea, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 2?
Well, actually, I have seen the fireworks part of it. If that counts. Yeah, from
your house. Okay. You see, now you're just trying to.
I saw it last night actually. All right, go ahead. Number 2. We're only up to 2. There's 17.
That's it's supposed to be bam, bam, bam. Not.
This is the lightning round.
Maybe we should have discussed this a little bit.
All right. Go.
All right. There's 17. There's not 4.
All right. I'll be quiet.
Number 2, Rogue One: A Star Wars Story, inspired additions to Star Wars Launch Bay.
No, next one.
Okay, but wait, it's they're trying to
be quick.
Adding a Shore Trooper blaster, Director Krennic's Imperial shuttle, and a Death Star model, and a U-wing gunship. But
see, this goes back to my original statement that it's these are things, they come in aggregate, right? So like maybe not that one thing, but I'm a Star Wars fan, and like that plus the Star Wars spectacular thing, put them together, then it tips it over, right?
Yes.
Okay, but by itself, I'd say no.
Okay. Okay. Number 3, Magic Band 2 rolls out.
Okay, no. How is this? No, I mean that doesn't even benefit me as a guest, really. Right? There's no difference.
Right.
Who made this list? What is this list?
The Disney Parks blog. This is the official blog of Disney Parks.
Oh, they're saying that these are the reasons to come?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant like this was some.
No, this is
some blog
this
somewhere
is
that came up with this.
Okay, you're gonna force me to send it to you. I'll send it to you.
No. We're fine. Keep going. We're up to what, 12 by now? What are we up to?
Number 4.
Oh my goodness, it's getting late.
Exclusive new Star Wars tour starts January 2nd. So this is the 7-hour tour experience?
No, we've talked about this before. This is just ridiculous.
Yes, exactly.
All right, next.
5. Disney After Hours events return from January to March, where you get the benefit of, or the privilege of paying I think what, $150 or something, and you can go for like 3 or 4 hours after the park closes.
Now you say that very dismissively, but I do actually remember when we lived out of state. We actually once, maybe a couple of times, picked specific weeks because they were going to. Back then, they were called e-ticket nights. I think it's roughly the same thing.
Sure.
Because they would be running e-ticket nights then. Because at least back then, and I don't know how it is now, but it was such a worthwhile experience, and it didn't cost much. It was like $20 a person or something, and there were so few people in the park. So back then, we would have. Today, I don't know because I don't know if you really get that same benefit. But
well, they limit it to I think 3,000 people total in the park.
Okay.
So you essentially have it all to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I would do that. Yeah. It would make me pick the timing of it, maybe not to actually decide to go, but when I would go might be to take advantage of that.
Yeah. Oh, wow, look, they have it on January 27th.
Yeah.
All right, number 6. More yummy.
Wait, are we hang on. Are we doing that? Do we have to like pre-buy anything?
I mean, that's up to y'all. I would be up for it, but
I mean, totally. Frankly, that's all I'd want to go do and avoid the rest of the crowds.
All right, we need to talk to them.
All right.
All right. Number 6. More yummy eateries to debut at Disney Springs.
Okay, next.
You haven't even been out to Disney Springs. Oh, how are the drones
I
at
have
Disney
to.
Springs?
You know, why are you so hateful?
Okay.
So, I was actually driving to work the other day, and it was, it's now the bitter cold, 40s temperatures here in the dull January New Year's, and I almost literally did that V8 smack on the head thing of like, I totally forgot to make it out there for the drones. It just didn't work out. It just didn't happen. So, but thanks for twisting the knife a little bit. Next, what number are we up to?
That was 6. This is 7.
Oh God, we're only up to 7.
Milestone races for Run Disney.
Next. I don't get out of my chair. I'm not going to go to that.
Number 8. First ever Epcot International Festival of the Arts.
Yes.
Yeah, it actually does look. That is interesting to me.
Because it's new. It's somewhat big, right? It's probably a multi-day thing you could do. So for sure.
Right, okay. Number 9. Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival.
Yes. But okay, yeah. I mean, it's the same every year.
Right,
right. Yeah, okay.
Number 10, New Garden Rocks dining packages will debut at Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival. So I guess similar to the packages for Candlelight, I assume that it'll be a similar thing where you can buy a dinner and get a...
And what, go see Starship?
And so you can see Starship featuring Mickey Thomas.
No, thank you. Pass. Not even if he gave it to me.
Number 11, new family raft ride at Disney's Typhoon Lagoon Water Park. So this raft ride, I think it's going to be very similar to the one they have at Blizzard Beach, which is a lot of fun if you have a family. If you have 4 or more people. The whole family gets in one raft, and it's a pretty long slide down. So if I was a fan of water parks, and that would make me consider it.
Yeah, okay, I'd answer along those lines. For me personally, no, I don't. I've never been to a Disney water park. I don't think I've ever been to a water park.
That explains so much.
Huh?
Nothing.
What'd you say? I can listen to it.
That explains so much.
Oh, stop it. Does it? No, it doesn't.
No.
I'm just not a water parky kind of guy. Just maybe sit in water thousands of people peed in.
I'm not either, except Megan, my daughter, made us go to Blizzard Beach a few years ago, and we really had a great time, all of us.
I'm sure it would. When the boys get older, I'm sure.
Yeah, once you're there, a good time. Like the idea of it stinks.
Yeah.
But once you're there and you're having fun, it is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay. If I had already been a water park fan, that might make me. I don't know. Not specifically just for that.
Okay.
Whatever. Okay.
Number 12, Boulder Ridge Cove Geyser Point Bar and Grill, opening in summer 2017. This is it's a pool. It's a new pool at Wilderness Lodge.
I wish you could see my face right now because it's totally got the face of what the hell is he talking about?
I know that this is the first time I'm really looking at this.
As you're saying words, I'm like, what podcast am I on?
And they're going to have a new quick service eatery at Geyser Point at Wilderness Lodge.
So they've named the pool? Is that what I'm gathering?
Yes, Boulder Ridge Cove.
So it's like a new area?
Well, they're building new DVC cabins.
Yeah, I've seen those, by the way. I've been
Have
meaning
you?
to bring those up. Yeah, I'm from the monorail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got thoughts. I have thoughts,
Okay.
but they're not good. So anyway,
All right. Well, we'll save them for another day, though.
you know, we should do a whole show in the Wilderness Lodge or something. I love that resort.
I haven't been there in ages. I mean, that's where I
Oh,
spent
we
my
haven't
honeymoon,
either.
and we went there for our first,
Yeah.
second, third, and fourth anniversaries and stuff. But
Yeah.
since the late 90s, I haven't even been there.
Yeah, we haven't recently either, but I still do love that.
Oh, sure.
I love that resort.
It's a great place, man.
Yeah, it's so neat how it like you really do feel like you're like it's right in the middle of everything, but you feel like you're out in the middle of nowhere. It's the weirdest thing, but I love
Well,
it.
that's why I like Wilderness Lodge, too.
Isn't that what we were talking about? Wilderness Lodge?
I'm
we
sorry,
talking about?
Fort Wilderness.
Oh, the
My bad,
campground.
sorry.
Yeah,
Fort
yeah.
Wilderness.
Well, they're right there next to each other.
Yeah, they are.
All right. So no, whatever that was you just said, I
Okay.
have no idea what it was.
No,
I wouldn't.
and you know, to take a brief break here, I mean, this is what I'm pointing out is that like this is what they're highlighting as one
All
of
right.
the, you know, it's
Well, they
like
had to come up with 17. That's kind of
right. All right,
still-
so number 13 is your favorite,
oh dear.
Pandora.
Emoji Blitz.
Pandora, the world of Avatar.
Oh my God!
will
You know,
open in summer 2017.
that they should have kept it off the list because that's the kind of thing that I'd go, oh right, you know what? Never mind, and it would have the opposite effect.
Right. Number 14,
you get
Epcot
me
International Food and Wine Festival.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 15, Epcot's 35th anniversary.
Well,
So the
that
second
depends.
theme park to be built at the Walt Disney World Resort, Epcot, will mark its 35th anniversary on October 1st, 2017. Stay tuned to the Disney Parks blog for historical features, photos, merchandise, and more.
merchandise. So I'll have to put that as a maybe. Depends on what they come up with, right?
You're going to have merchandise.
And is that it?
Yeah, pretty much.
I remember was it the 20th?
Oh, I know.
25th?
Yeah, okay.
They
So
had the
they'll
little
have.
museum-y like thing, whatever.
All right. Yeah, no, I know. Why couldn't they have kept that and just added to it? Because now they could
For some
add
reason.
Maelstrom to it.
Yeah, they could have.
No,
they
I'm
should
being
just take all the
serious.
things and build another park.
Well, or
See
build a
episode 3.
VR. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 16.
Oh God, we're not done yet. All right.
More updates on Star Wars inspired land. Well, okay, but look for more updates on this expansion and its offering later this year. So just updates to.
So the reason I might book to go to Disney World is because they might tell me more things later that might or might not.
Yeah, pretty
entice me
much.
to go.
Right.
Okay, it's getting pretty weak here at the end. I thought it would finish strong, but okay.
Well,
Number 7. This is 17.
17. Return
All
of
right.
holiday favorites. And in case you're wondering,
Oh,
Jingle
Return
Bell,
of
Jingle
Holiday.
Bam will return.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
We got to don't bring it up to my wife. She didn't get to have a good experience with that.
Sorry. So that's the 17.
Well, wait. What else is in the holiday thing? Like, is
Keep your eye on the Disney
What-
Parks blog in 2017 for vacation planning information useful during the holidays, with updates on next year's. Well, it should be this year's.
Yeah.
Candlelight processional narrators, the return of Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party to the Magic Kingdom Park, and Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and more.
Okay. Well, then that's exactly what you said before. Just would you plan a holiday trip there because of the
Right,
holidays?
right.
So. All right, that's a pretty weak list. Kind of fun.
Yeah. So
Sorry, Disney marketing. All right.
All right, so
What do we
along
learn?
the same lines, what I'd like to do is,
I feel like I'm getting a test today.
huh?
I feel like I'm getting a test today.
No, actually, so this I'd like to get your opinion on each of these and what you think if you're going to see them
All right.
or not. So these are the 2017 movies that are being released by Disney this year.
Now, if I go see them, meaning like we hire a
Like-
sitter and we go, or like it comes out on video and I watch it on iTunes. Like
Yes.
what's the threshold?
That's fine. As long if you want to see it, it doesn't mean you actually have to go to the movie and see it, to the theater and see it. But
Let's go. Are there 17 of these too?
no, there's not.
There are 34.
No, there's like 10 maybe.
All right. Let's go.
The live action Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, in principle, I would say no, but I saw a clip of it the other day and it actually looks kind of cool. So I'll say yes.
It has Emma Watson. So
Well,
I think that's a
we know
yes.
your criteria then.
Yes,
All
sir.
right? But it does. I mean, it's like, I don't know. What do you think about this whole redo the animated classics as live action?
I'm not
What do you
answering
think?
that right now. We have a
Okay,
subject for another.
Okay, fair
podcast.
enough. All right, so yes, I'll say that next.
So Disney Nature. Have you seen any of those? The
I
Disney
think
Nature?
so. I think there was some monkey one. I think we took
Oh, okay.
our son to go see.
So
Monkey
this one
Island,
is
I think it was
Born in
called.
China, and it's about panda bears.
Yeah, I'd watch that for the
Okay.
kids. Sure.
Next in May
I mean,
is
assuming they're treating the pandas nicely, you know.
Oh. Well, then you probably don't.
Because there was that whole lemmings thing that from long ago, right? Anyway, okay, number 3.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yeah, sure. It look. Oh, I saw. Oh, when it was at Star Wars, we saw
Right.
a clip of that. Looked pretty good
Yeah.
with Baby Groot.
Yes.
Okay, how could it be bad?
He's so cute.
And you know that what's his name? That actor. I don't get to see him in much, so it'll be nice to get to see him for a change.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, Chris Pratt. See, he's so under the radar.
He's
I
obscure.
forget his
He
name.
does a lot of independent films.
He's yeah. All right.
Next is Pirates of the Caribbean. Did Men Tell No Tales?
I might get flack for this, but no, I don't even think I saw the last one. to be
I
honest.
haven't.
You what?
I haven't seen the last one.
Okay. All right. Well then, no.
Yeah, I've seen
I guess they
through
haven't-
the third one, and that was stretching it. Like,
So this is the 5th one.
yeah.
I'm not even sure I saw the 3rd one. To be honest.
You didn't miss anything.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
The first one is
and
good.
yet they
The
keep.
first
and
one
they
is
keep, oh yeah, for sure.
awesome.
The first one was good. The
Put the
second
first
one
one
wasn't
in
bad. Yep.
and just watch that. Like, you're content. Like, you don't need to know anything else after that.
These things still draw enough audience that they can get to a 5th one and still
I guess
carry
so,
it.
man.
Wow. Okay. Listen, they're making a fortune from their movies, so I mean, who am I to
Right.
critique? But okay.
$7 billion this year. So,
Is that what it was?
okay. Next is Cars 3.
why are you even asking next?
What?
no, I'm not gonna
No.
say Cars 3. No.
Okay.
Cars 2 was horrible.
It was bad, but
Is there anything
aren't you
redeeming about Cars 3?
interested to see? I mean,
No. You know why? Because I have this very good yet nutty friend of mine who he'll go see it, and he'll let me know whether I need to go see it or
but
not.
wait. There was one good thing in Cars 2.
That there were ending credits?
No, Jeff Gorvette.
Okay.
He was awesome.
Yeah, he was great. Yeah, no, I don't. I don't even understand what the plot line was for that movie. We've discussed it before. I'm thrown easily by complicated.
Okay, let me ask you this: which movie is less complicated, Princess and the Frog or Cars 2?
Oh dear. That's. I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one. I'm gonna have to do some research.
Pull out the little golden books.
Son, I have my 5-year-old explain it to me. No, Dad, it's international. They're going to other countries. Wait, what? There are other countries?
Right.
All right. Next.
Next is Thor Ragnarok.
Wow. So this is tough because I like the Marvel movies, but I feel like I'm kind of stuck because there's a couple I've missed, I think, and I have the desire to go back to see them before I see others. So I'll say yes, I want to see it. I don't know if I would see it right away because I want to try and go see the other ones. I'd like Avengers 3, I think was the last one. I still haven't seen that one, and
Well, Civil War.
Civil War, yeah,
Captain
right.
America.
So right. So
Essentially Avengers 3.
and this is how nutty, I'm sure you just roll your eyes, but this is how nutty I am, is that I said to myself one day, you know what, I'd actually like to read these Civil War comics before I see the movie. And so I have them all in my comic book reader, and I haven't got to it yet. So yes, someday I will watch that.
All right. Next is Disney Pixar's Coco, which I don't know anything about this movie, so I can't tell you.
Let's start a Disney podcast.
Despite here you go. Despite his family's baffling generations-old ban on music, Miguel dreams of becoming an accomplished musician like his idol Ernesto de la Cruz. Desperate to prove his talent, Miguel finds himself in the stunning and colorful land of the dead, following a mysterious chain of events. Along the way, he meets charming trickster Hector, and together they set off on an extraordinary journey to unlock the real story behind Miguel's family history. Directed by Lee Unkrich, who did Toy Story 3. He's awesome. I would go see it just because he's director.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I guess we'd watch it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a Pixar movie. You're going to see it. I mean,
well, I was going to say that, but then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, we just talked about Cars, which was also Pixar.
Well,
yeah, I'd see this. I mean, most of the Pixar stuff's gold, so sure.
Yeah. And then to wrap up the year, they're going to put out a little independent movie called Star Wars Episode 8.
What's this? Is it Star Wars? You said?
Wars. I know. Don't get it. It's not. Don't be confused with Star Trek. It's Star Wars.
Because I think I've heard of Star Trek.
Yes. Well, so everybody's heard of Star Trek.
Star Wars
Chris Pratt
is the thing?
is the captain, and Actually, I messed up there. Chris Pine is the captain.
Yeah, I know. That's why.
But that was funny. That was a good.
That's why it was extra funny because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, those were good reboots, though. I know you.
I love them, man.
Trek,
those are the only Star Trek things I watch.
I know, but that's why you're not a good test for that.
I know, but they're awesome.
But yeah, I might go see the.
You think?
Maybe. I saw Rogue One. I still only seen Rogue One once. I don't know what it is. There's nothing driving me to go see it a second time. Like nothing. I don't know why. I mean, we could.
Man, I'm hearing last week's podcast in my ears.
Did we talk about this already?
A little bit.
All right. Hey, I'm looking at a coming soon list since you just mentioned Coco when it came up in it. So there's an Incredibles coming in 18. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, they flipped so Incredibles 2 was supposed to come out this year, but I don't know the reason behind it. But they flipped them.
You know, it's funny with that movie. I don't. Did you like Incredibles do you like Incredibles, first of all?
I like The Incredibles, yes.
Yeah. Did you like it like the first time you saw it? You liked it?
Yeah, I mean, I went to see it with you.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Wow.
You, Melissa, and me and Tammy.
Wow. Pre-kids.
Pre-kids, yes.
Yeah, you know what it is? Because I just don't remember anything pre-kids. Because then it's like a self-defense mechanism.
Yeah, I liked it.
Make me wonder. The first time I saw it, and I'm sure it had nothing to do with the company. It was okay. I didn't like it, but we've watched it numerous times since with because the kids. And actually, every time I watch it, I think I like it more. So, and it was not long ago. I said, I'm surprised I haven't made a second one of these. So hey. Look at that.
Well, it is the kind of movie where they could easily do sequels, right? I mean, some of these sequels seem really forced.
Shoot, if they can have, I almost did it. If they could have a 5 Pirates of the Caribbean, they could have at least a couple of those. And I think it ended on kind of a.
Of course, they assembled.
Yeah, that's right. And Jack, we found out what his power was.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm actually surprised it's taken this long. I thought it was.
Frozen.
I would have thought I would have seen that before we saw Cars 3, to be honest. But,
yeah, well, you almost did.
Oh, that's true. So they just wanted to see. Okay. All right. Was that all of them?
That's all of them. So
I think I said yes to all, but maybe did I say yes to all? I didn't keep track.
Yes, I think you did, except for Cars 3.
Cars 3, right?
Which you're going to see. So.
You
have two boys. I mean, how are you not going to see Cars 3?
But that's different.
At some point, you're going to see it.
Well, but that's not me choosing to see it. That's me.
It is. You don't want to sit and watch a movie with your son?
Really?
Is that what you're saying?
You're gonna try this? Don't you love your children?
I mean,
this tech? What do you work for? What do you work for? DVC? What are you gonna do? What's wrong with you?
I wanted to. This isn't picks of the week or anything yet, and it's not.
How long is this show? You're gonna have a long time.
And it's not Disney, but I just wanted to talk about because we had it on our list to maybe talk about in the future. So, the NES Classic. Do you know what this is?
Okay, this is a random.
It is
track shift. Yeah, it's basically like Yeah, what do I liken it to? They kind of had they had something like this for Atari or something where like it's a little box you just plug in the
Yeah,
TV and it's loaded
exactly.
up with the old classics and you can pretend you're 12 again, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
But so okay, so my first question is, did you have a Nintendo, like the first one?
Oh no,
You didn't?
I wasn't. No, my arc was I never even had an Atari. To be honest, I started on a path of computers and I'd never had consoles until I think I had a Sega Genesis for a brief period. I thought that was pretty cool. Then not again until an Xbox. So
Okay, this is gonna be a short conversation.
yeah, I don't have a lot of nostalgia for the sorry.
Because it comes with 30 games, and I'm looking at the games, and it's not like, okay, so you're right, they did do one of these for Atari, but you know what? You plug it in, and it's the Atari 2600,
Yeah, right.
and
It's a real deal.
it's the little dot running around getting the arrow to kill the duck that's trying to chase you.
The thing that kind of looks like a duck. Yeah.
Right. And it's like, okay, that's kind of cute the first time. But this, Nintendo was, I had the Atari when I was growing up, but the Nintendo was like my second console. And we got it in 1990. And it was really, we got it because my brother wanted it, and he was like 10 at the time.
That was pretty late in its run, right? Didn't it start?
Yeah,
I don't know the exact year, but-
I think it came out in 86, I want to say.
Oh, okay.
85,
well,
86, somewhere
console
in there.
years, I guess. Yeah.
And so he wanted it, right? Because he was growing up and everything else. And so, but I think I ended up playing it more than he did. And, but, you know, it came with Super Mario Brothers. But I got Zelda, The Legend of Zelda for it, the first one. And that is the only game, I think to this day, I think it's the only game that I've actually finished.
Wow.
That I went, yeah, and it took forever.
You know, I hear so many. Are you a big fan of Zelda? Like
I love that game. Like that one game, but like they started becoming more advanced every time they came out, and so I wasn't really a fan because this is, it's not a true side to side scroller like Mario or anything, but it's very 2-dimensional, and so it like the later ones became more 3-dimensional, if you
3D.
will.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so I didn't like those as much. So
I ask because I know a lot of not a lot. I know some people that are extremely passionate about the whole Zelda series, and it's kind of on my list. Maybe someday to go kind of load it up and try to go through it. But.
So this has, so my point is this little console that they came out with and that you can't get because they made such limited quantities, and it was the big toy for Christmas season and everything else. It actually has some really good games on it. Like I would really like one of these. It has Super Mario Brothers, Mario Brothers 2, 3. It has Donkey Kong. It has Zelda, Pac-Man. I don't know how it has Pac-Man because that wasn't a Nintendo game, but Final Fantasy. So they actually have really good. It actually comes with Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link. Tecmo Bowl, Castlevania 2. So I mean, it has some actual good games on it.
Don't you think it's strange that it'd be like, why should this be so limited? It seems like this should be so easy for them to just
they didn't
make
expect
a trillion
it,
of them.
Of course,
Yeah.
but they didn't expect it to be
Oh,
this.
come on! How could they not? I mean, it has it hits all the right notes for
I know.
for anybody with any nostalgia for any of these franchises, right?
I know.
I mean, I'd get. Are they expensive? I mean, they can't be expensive. Right?
$60.
Oh,
I mean, for $60, that's the price
That's
of
like
one
exactly.
Xbox game. For God's sake.
How many games have we bought for $60 and never really played?
I'm not even talking about that. Tammy, I played all of them a lot.
Oh, right. We've never bought any we have not played.
Right. Hello.
Yeah. Well. Okay. So why you bring this up? You hoping like our listeners will chip in and say one, or what
no? I brought the reason I brought it up is because I don't think we ever really talked about Nintendo. I know we've talked about Atari and
Oh, I see.
Apple and and Commodore and everything else. But I don't think we've ever really talked about Nintendo. And so I just wanted to see what you thought about it, and what your experience was. And so,
pretty much nothing.
Yeah.
But I played. I've set up emulators before to play some of these original ones. My experience, my exposure with Nintendo is really more arcade and not at home because I didn't have the console. Well, when you get it, I want to play it. You bring it by.
Cool. I will.
Get it before the end of the month.
Yeah. All right. Do you have a charity spot?
Yeah, I do. I never had a segue into these because they always sound like I'm trying to be a downer, and it shouldn't be, because these are people in these organizations trying to make things better for the human race. So, but I'll give this a little backup and I explain why I'm going to pick it this week. So, I don't know if you heard, but it's a new year. It's 2017. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day was not so long ago, and a lot of people do at New Year's. They make like resolutions and stuff, right? And often it's going to get healthy this year. So I'm not one to make resolutions, but it just so happened that I might need to lose a couple of pounds, and so a couple months ago I was starting to think about, okay, what strategy am I going to invoke to try and win this war? And then it became the holidays. And you know what? Just forget it. So it's not so much it's a resolution; it's more just I'm going to procrastinate till after the holidays because it's not a thing to do. But anyway, so in my personal experience, there's only really been 2 times in my life that I've lost significant weight, meaning like 20 pounds or more. Both times were on a very low carb diet.
Okay.
And as I started to read a lot about the science of carbs and sugar and things, I don't want to sound too preachy, so I'll just say from my perspective, I realized how bad sugar is for the body, and specifically the reaction it has for the insulin reaction you have to that, and the sort of secondary effects of having your insulin levels be way out of whack and having cause heart disease and a whole host of other things. So basically, sugar, carbs, very bad things. My beloved grandmother was diagnosed diabetic. Thankfully not too bad. She never had to do like insulin. She managed it through medication, but in the end, the side effects of being a diabetic are what ultimately did her in. So it's and I don't have the numbers in front of me because homework's not my thing, but I think all the indicators are that the number of diabetics, at least in the United States, perhaps other parts of the world, is rising every year because of our diet choices, et cetera. So that's a long intro to say that my pick this week is for the American Diabetes Association.
Okay.
And you can find them and all the great work that they do and ways to help them out at diabetes.org, diabetes.org. So that's my pick. Let's see what you can do for those folks.
Good.
And carbs. Carbs are very bad.
Yes.
I mean, carbs very good.
Yeah, they are.
Carbs
very
bad.
I've been reading a lot about that recently too. Just about how bad sugar, like it really is like a drug. Like it should be almost regulated like a drug.
Yeah, I mean, don't get crazy, but it has that kind of effect, right? It's even before we started recording here, I'm like, I gotta have a Coke, and thankfully I asked Melissa, don't buy any more Coke because just you end up with sort of that jonesing for it. But it is, and I've started to because everything on the internet is true, but I've started to watch some highly respected and recommended videos on YouTube about exactly what sugar and carbs do, and it's fascinating how complex yet simple metabolism is. And just to get on my soapbox for a minute, I also think that for decades now, there's been a lot of bad advice about low-fat diets, which you take the fat out, people substitute more sugar and carbs to make up for taste.
Yeah.
And when you start really looking at the science behind those things and how completely upside down that is, it's kind of fascinating. So,
well, and not to get political, but all that was funded by the sugar industry.
Yeah, right. Well, and other industries that needed to have food exports, and we, we happen to produce a lot of grain and wheat and things that and corn, right? That have. So there's a lot of things that didn't have to do with pure nutrition and diet that I think they got completely wrong. So thankfully there's some things in play now that kind of reverse that. But in the end, it's all about insulin, how our bodies produce and deal with insulin. I can't remember the exact numbers, but just to give it some scale, it was like the amount of sugar that people in the late 1800s have, like maybe it was in the tablespoons per year, and now it's in the pounds per year. It's sort of that, you look at a chart of sugar consumption, and just sugar tastes great, but just the horrible things it does because we're not built for that much sugar. Like, do you know if you had sugar pumped into your bloodstream, you'd die pretty much instantly, right? It's only because of your body's insulin reactions to be able to deal with sugar, but only at reasonable levels that it doesn't kill you. So anyway, so sorry for the long-windedness, but it's been a fascinating learn for me, and maybe we can help them out.
Very cool. Okay, picks of the week. You want to go first? Me?
Who went first last time? We should alternate this thing. You did. Oh, I guess that means it's me, right?
I had my whole sous vide explanation.
Oh, yeah. Have you made it?
When I listened back to it while I was editing, I'm like, oh my god, I really should just cut the whole thing out. I didn't.
You know what?
Everybody has the joy of listening to that.
I'll say, and I'll tell you this with the most amount of brotherly love I can bring up. But
yes.
I've been listening to a new podcast. This isn't my pick, but I've been listening to this podcast recently called Two Keto Dudes. Keto as in ketogenesis, as in low carb stuff. Okay. Which is a great podcast, by the way, because they talk a lot about the science. It's not just whatever. And they talk about recipes. They have a recipe segment, and one of them they talked about sous vide, and they had such a great explanation of it. I literally was in my car listening to him, going, "Well, why didn't Glenn explain it that way?"
Exactly.
So we'll just.
And I freely admit, I know. I listen back, and I'm like, if I was listening to this, I'm like, I have no idea what I just said.
On that note, and I say that.
Sorry, everybody. My bad.
No, I think it was great.
Just Google it. You'll see.
Just
it's
go,
awesome.
yeah, if you can spell it, good luck. So
it's in the show notes.
All right. So all right. I got my pick. So I take a lot of notes. I think you take a lot of notes, and out of necessity, over the last decade or so, I've really switched to digital note taking because it's just so much more convenient, searchable, etc. But it still doesn't have the same vibe of being able to write notes and draw diagrams and doodle and whatever things you have there. And I like nice notebooks, and I think you do too. The problem is, it's kind of a pain to digitize those. You can take a picture of them or whatever, but it's it's still a bit clumsy. Well, I heard from somebody I work with that their kids got this as a gift from grandparents. It's called Rocketbook. Okay. Are you familiar with this?
No.
Oh, okay. You should try this out. I don't know. I can't say you'd like it, but you should try it. It'd be the kind of thing that you should check out. It is a special notebook with special paper in it that has like a little QR code at the bottom, and you use the I think this is by Pilot, and you use their one of their pens. It's actually a really nice pen. I haven't used it before. But it's got a really smooth glide to it, et cetera. And anyway, you write your notes on here and you draw your diagrams and all that, and there's a companion app that goes to it. And because it is a predefined kind of paper with the QR code there and everything, you can be really sloppy about how you sort of take a picture of this, and it automatically orients it and creates a nice digital version of this page. And then you can, of course, upload it to, if you use Evernote and get all the advantages of OCR and stuff from that, or OneNote or whatever. Also in the pages, there are these little, I think there's 6 or 7 little, I don't know what you call them, little macro tags, if you will. There might be a star and a heart and et cetera, and you can define those as destinations. So if you're taking these notes, all you have to do is like circle or X one of those little markers that you've said, okay, this thing is going to go to Evernote, or this is going to go to Facebook, or whatever. You can kind of preset those up. And if that's not all, you can take, once you write in this book, I think because of the type of ink it is, probably more than the paper, but you can take this book and you can put it in the microwave, and you stick a cup of hot water on top of it, and it erases the book.
Oh, and then, get out of here.
And then you can use it again. And they say you can do that up to 5 times. I just got mine, I think on Sunday. I've just played around with it a little bit, so this isn't a glowing recommendation of it, but the technology is neat enough to play with. That if you're all into like taking notes and the technology around note taking and stuff like this, it's a lot of fun to at least play with and check out. So Rocketbook, GetRocketbook.com, or I just ordered mine from Amazon and had it within a day, and it's neat. There's 2 different sizes. I got the larger size. I wish now I'd gotten the smaller size, just because it would have been. I think I just would like pop it in my bag a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would still mostly take notes digitally, but there are a few occasions, especially when I'm doing like diagramming, because sometimes just the process of trying to like figure out something technical or whatever, I need to diagram it out. I might use it a lot more for that. It's almost like a little mini whiteboard kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I think you particularly would like this.
Yeah, I think I need to check that out. That's,
you're welcome.
That's kind of wild, but pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're a little expensive. What did I say the price? $27,
Oh, no.
I think, for $27 for the notebook, which sounds expensive.
No, it doesn't, because I paid $20 for a Moleskine.
Yeah, but it's not. It's nowhere near as nice as that. But you do get to use it 5 times, so you like.
Does it come
$5.
with a pen too for that?
Yeah, it comes with one pen and
Okay.
and the notebook. Yep. And then there's you of course can get a secondary set of pens and all that. I don't think there's anything special about the ink other than the ink is can be vaporized in the microwave. I don't think it has anything to do with the actual note taking stuff. But.
That's like a spy, like
That's
James
right.
Bond, man.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I think yeah. Anyway.
All right. Well,
That's
my pick's not going to be that cool, but it's pretty good.
I bet it is.
So, here in New Orleans, as of January 6th, it is carnival time.
Mm.
So, what that means is from January 6th through Mardi Gras, which is February 28th this year, we can have king cakes.
Well, wait a minute. What was my what was my charity pick this week? What
Forget
did we
that.
just spend 10 minutes
I
talking
know.
about?
Well, look, that's
There are some things that need to be allowed.
you just don't have to eat any. It's fine.
Go ahead.
Anyway, so the best king cake in New Orleans is Manny Randazzo's king cakes, and I'll put a link in the show notes. You can actually order king cakes from them. But
really? Okay.
yeah, you can. They're very expensive.
I just have a
but you
friend bring
can.
me some sometimes.
Well, yeah. So I think I might shove one in my
Yeah,
suitcase
luggage.
or
there you go.
backpack or whatever.
Yeah,
I might be able. Can I
steamer
just
trunk.
take it on the plane?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Like just in the box? Like I can just.
Yeah, of course.
Because I don't want it to get squished. It usually
It
gets
still
squished.
tastes great. It still tastes great.
Oh, it still tastes great. Yeah. Oh, man,
So you explain this to
I
me,
am
and
not good at these picks because I had it all
Why?
planned out and everything else, and then you come
do you
up with your charity pick.
What? Well, I
Oh, you just screw me every week, man.
No,
Evernote and Randazzo's king cakes. And
That's right. I forgot about the Evernote debacle. No, well, come on. Let's back up. I mean, everything
All
is
right.
great. Everything is great in moderation, and this is a thing that only comes once a year. And I don't
Right.
live in New Orleans, obviously, and I never have. But even I have now. Like, I appreciate this tradition because I like that it's for a limited period, right?
Yes.
And at least, and there's really nothing kind of equivalent here. But when I lived in the Northeast, I mean, you'd have certain Italian bakeries that that's where you go to get the cannolis. Like, you can
Yeah.
go to this other one, but they're going to be like some other kind of cannoli. If you want good cannolis, you go to Italian People's Bakery down in Trenton. That's where you go to get the real cannolis.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that you guys have this part of your culture, and they are delicious. And
Yeah, they are.
It seems I don't know how you guys don't have a rash of people that die from choking on these little plastic babies every year, but
So let me just briefly let me give it a little. For any listener who doesn't know what a king cake is.
all right.
So it's essentially almost like a cinnamon roll flavor, right? And it's in an oval shape usually, a circle or an oval, and it's usually a lot of times it's the dough is braided so that when it cooks, it cooks in a nice design. Not always though. It can be plain, just a plain circle or oval. And then on top, they put icing on top of it, and then they put purple, green, and yellow sugar on top of the icing to decorate it for Mardi Gras. And then in somewhere within this pastry, after they bake it, they put the baby in at some random point. And the idea is you bring the king cake to.
Should clarify that the baby is a little tiny plastic.
It's a little. It's
naked baby.
Exactly.
Right?
It's a
Okay.
plastic baby about an inch long,
With sharp points.
With his arms out wide.
Right.
With and so you absolutely need to. We we know what we're doing here in New Orleans, so we know how to check. So it's usually people who aren't familiar with it that bite into the baby.
It's a little like how only certified sushi chefs know how to cut up a blowfish, so nobody dies from it. It's a little like that. Yeah.
Right. So anyway, so the idea is you bring this king cake to a party or a office or school or whatever, and everybody takes a piece, and whoever gets the baby brings the next king cake. So that's the tradition. And some Mardi Gras crews actually pick their king and queen based on who, out of all the crew members, they each take a piece of cake, and whoever gets the baby is the king and queen.
I didn't know that. I don't think you ever mentioned that. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So, there's a few traditions. It's, people say it's the baby Jesus in the cake and everything else.
No, that just seems sacrilegious if you're going to do that.
And it's not. It's just it's just a cute tradition that we do, and so they're plain king cakes. Believe it or not, what I just explained was the plain king cake.
Oh, are you kidding me?
No, I kid you not. There are what are called filled king cakes. And so you have that exact same thing, but in the middle of it, you can get it filled with like apple pie filling or cherry filling or cream cheese filling or like a lemon curd filling. And then they put the icing on top and sugar and everything else. And so when you cut into it, it's even yummier. So,
wow, I can't imagine.
So we know how to have a good time here. So anyway, it for some reason I think it was very Mardi Gras was a little bit earlier last year. Mm-hmm. It was early February, and so it was very limited, very very limited. It was only about a month you could have a king cake, and so most people I know try to adhere to the tradition of only eating king cake during carnival season. Mm-hmm. And so I think the demand was so pent up for this past January 6th, and it fell on a Friday. So people, there were lines of people waiting to get king cakes all over town last Friday so that they could bring them into the office and into school and everything else. And so I think everybody had king cake on the brain. Late last week and all this week, so that's why I picked this pick.
Very cool. Well, I've the only times I've had it is when you were nice enough to bring it down a couple of times. It was delicious.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's neat. I love that tradition aspect of it. I don't know how you guys do this partying. You directly off of Christmas and New Year's, and then right into Mardi Gras, and you must all be exhausted by it.
It is. I mean, New Orleans is definitely different. Well, we are a different place, but but that's right. It kind of doesn't end after Christmas, right? It blends right into Mardi Gras season. I have Mardi Gras lights outside my house. I put them up. They're the Christmas lights, but I unscrew them and put in just purple, yellow, and green lights all the way through.
Wow, you need new LED lights that can just change colors. And
I actually had to buy new purple lights because the ones I've had, they look pink. They didn't give off that purple look in the traditional C9 incandescent bulbs.
Yep.
So I actually found some purple LED lights this year, and they are beautiful. They're true purple, and they look great with the yellow and green ones I have.
All right. So what was the name of the one true king cake? Even if people want to pay the crazy shipping prices?
Yeah. So it's Manny Randazzo's king cakes.
All right. Check the show notes.
Yes.
Recommended.
Yes.
Cool. All right, that's a good pick. I don't know what you're talking about. It's great.
All right. I think that's it for this week.
That's it?
That's it.
We're done?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. I feel like we just got started.
I know.
All right.
Let's go another hour.
We didn't even talk about Emoji Blitz. Hi, Sean. I just have to get it in now.
I'm so sick of that game.
Yeah, you didn't take my bait, though. I took that screenshot that the new the Latin characters came out.
I'm not.
How did you ever finish the Christmas thing, or did you give up?
No. I gave up.
Did we talk about
I was playing. Okay, all right, you ready? Because I was playing until the last minute that I could. I was playing to try to finish that second board to get, and I forget which it was. It was the, I needed like 3 more of the mitten or something like that to clear off the second screen and get all the emojis on that screen and everything else. But apparently, out of the 7 screens, the Santa Mickey appeared at the after you cleared off the 5th screen.
Yeah.
But so I was nowhere near.
Good. Sorry.
No, I was nowhere near.
This is why I bring this up, just because it's so funny here. You get so riled
because
up about
it's
silly,
okay. So the mittens
game.
were lucky with whatever Sven and Anna. I don't have either one of those. So I'm using Elsa because I'm like, okay, at least that's frozen. Well, okay, but it still is. It wasn't giving me any, and then instead of giving me those, it would give me ones I already had, and I don't. And
the bottom line, the bottom line is, in all the ways, this game is just way too grindy and it's just no fun.
Oh,
so
it is. That's exactly.
I'm gonna make a suggestion. Since I'm the guy that usually brings it up, I was gonna give it through the Christmas thing to see if they changed the game in any way, had anything super special, but it was just I'm not done with it. So sorry, no more.
Yeah.
I'm now banning it from this conversation.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry, Sean. We'll have to find somebody else to talk to Sean about.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Terrific Recordings of Nothing. Follow Chris on Twitter and Instagram at CBGray, and Glenn on Twitter and Instagram at DizWiz. Follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at Tron_FM, and on Facebook at Terrific Recordings of Nothing. For all things related to the show, including show notes and links to connect with us, visit us at Tron.fm. By the way, when we go to the Rolex 24, are we gonna?
What are we gonna record in the car?
Record our. I don't know. I was just thinking of something different.
And the MRN radio, or whatever. Is it MRN during that race?
It's MRN for the NASCAR races.
No, I know for NASCAR.
I don't know.
I
don't think it is MRN.
No. I guess it's just the track announcers.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. I'm always floored when they're talking because I'm like, we're watching the same race, but it's like they're watching a completely different race than I'm watching. I'm like, they have so much to talk about.
I know.
I'm like, it's just cars. They're just going around. They've been doing it for 23 hours. Just relax.
You're as bored as we are, but you're getting paid to make it sound like you're paying attention.
Yeah. It's the only thing I don't like about that track is that you can't get a sense of the whole, unless you're up in the stands, right? When we go up there in the beginning, you can't get a sense of the whole.
But Chris, how do you keep track of?
No, you don't.
Car,
you just don't. Yeah, I don't know. You don't. It's gonna be an exciting one this year, though, right?
Huh?
It's gonna be an exciting one this year, right? Because we'll have some specific cars to pay attention to.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Not just your Ford fetish, but just in general.
Can't wait.
So who's this is not, is this our new podcast, the auto racing podcast? Is that what we cover here?
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later about it. I need to know what car your buddy's in.
10. He'll be in 10.
Oh, he's into. I like the 10. They're the local guys.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God, Chris.
I've not been paying attention.
Oh my God. All of the Jeff Gordon articles I've posted, and oh my God. Well, I guess I won't post.
Are you done? No, but see. I don't. There's this gap in my head. The names of the teams and the number. They just don't all connect. And there's because there's so many of them. My brain just goes, enough. I can't. Whatever. I've read the articles, but I didn't underscore oh, hey, that's the Konica Minolta people that we like so much.
Yes, Jordan Taylor and Ricky Taylor and Max Angelelli.
I should have realized. I did see it. It just didn't click with me. I saw it. Don't you ever do that? Didn't you ever read something? You're like, oh yeah, I saw it, but I didn't like.
Not when it's this important.
It's not this important. It's guys with mullets getting in race cars.
So yes, the local boys.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now I got to root for that.
Okay,
but it's
exactly.
But it's not the Ford team. Now, doesn't that cause a conflict with you?
No, I don't care. No, I can root for different classes.
Oh, and then where's my boy Tony Kanaan? Who's he racing for?
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, it's not one of the. It's not.
Is
like
he
Ganassi
racing? I don't know. I mean, he'd be. If so, he's in one of the Ford GTs.
I thought he was. I thought he was racing. Didn't we? I thought we texted about this. Nobody cares about this. Although there is a Disney connection with this year, right? So kind of.
There's a Disney connection. Yeah, he's in one of the Ford GTs.
Okay, you don't like Tony Kanaan? I've always liked him.
I like Tony Kanaan. I like.
Okay.
Look, I like.
You said it rather
have an
dismissively.
issue with the Ganassi drivers, but I like them. Scott Dixon, Tony Kanaan.
No. Stop. I don't have a problem in general with Ganassi drivers. I had a problem because we went through those years with they were the only ones winning, and just it was irritating.
Oh yeah, so I know. Don't you hate when people are successful?
Okay, yeah. Aren't you a big Jimmy Johnson fan for exactly that reason?
I was happy to see him win his 7th championship.
You were?
Sure. He tied Dale Earnhardt and Richard
You weren't
Petty.
with his 6th or his 5th or his 4th.
He just needs to win one more, and he's better than Dale Earnhardt. So yeah.
Yeah, he's always better anyway.
Well, I know that, but
I don't even follow NASCAR anymore. I don't even know why.
I know.
Although I did say I saw Carl Edwards.
I saw that he's going to be announced tomorrow. I know.
It was a complete shock to me.
To everybody, the whole world.
Well, I haven't, because he's not that old, and
No.
race car drivers they compete into their to the 40s, 50s sometimes, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But the thing is, it's January. Like the Daytona 500 is like 6 weeks away or something.
Oh, you know what? I bet it is. I bet the Russians have compromising information on him. Did I take it to a dark place?
Oh, Jamie McMurray and Kyle Larson will not be taking part in the Rolex 24.
Did we?
Oh, they're using. So Ganassi's using its full season drivers and IndyCar talent this year instead of NASCAR.
Ah, right. Okay. Why do you think that is?
So yes, Tony Kanaan will be in the 69 Ford.
Okay, and they have 4 cars running in this.
Yeah, 66, 67, 68, and 69.
Oh, there's a 68. I got to root for that one too.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun race.
I know.
You know me. You always start getting excited about this way before I do. For me, it's like the week before, then I start paying attention.
But it's so exciting! I can't wait.
Yeah, it's more exciting for you. It's like a little getaway.
It is.
You get to give the big middle finger to the family.
Oh my God, Tammy's already despising me because of it, because I'm talking about it and everything else. And Lord help that we're actually going to Disney this year. Oh my God, it's like I told her I'm starting to worship the devil or something.
You think you're going to Disney until it's closed early because all the people from the Pro Bowl they're having fun.
Yeah, thanks.
Now, what is the Pro Bowl? That's it's like an all-star game, right? It's not a sports ball.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's after the Super Bowl. So the Super Bowl's it's coming up here then, right? Is that how it goes?
The Rolex 24 is always the weekend between the championship games and the Super Bowl.
Yeah, not this year though.
It's an open. Yeah.
Or is it this year?
What do you mean?
It is. Oh, so the Pro Bowl's after
the Pro Bowl. Yeah, the Pro Bowl. Well, okay. So the Pro Bowl traditionally for years and years and decades was after the week after the Super Bowl. But I don't know how long ago, 5 years ago, maybe, let's say, 5-6 years ago, they switched it to the weekend in between the Super Bowl and during the bye week. Okay. And it was in Hawaii still, but now it's in Orlando because I want to go to Disney, and so they're trying to screw me every way they can.
Because you tried to be, you know what it was? You tried to get too smart. You tried to think I'm gonna make this universe bend to my will, and
right.
Said, nope,
it's the end of January. It's quiet.
It's gonna be like 6 people in the Magic Kingdom,
right?
You
know. No.
Yeah.
Let's put Pro Bowl players and teams and cheerleaders there.
Is that? Yeah, I know. I know it's gonna happen. So I ask this. Is this really that big of a thing?
No.
I guess it is. Okay, it's not.
But
like nobody's planning their family vacation around this the Pro Bowl in Orlando, right? Where are they even playing this? Do we even have a field that's
at the
legit?
Citrus Bowl?
That thing?
Yeah.
I thought it was a soccer stadium now. What the heck?
No, they're building a separate soccer stadium.
No, I know that, but I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was done.
No, well, it's almost done.
Oh, okay. Well, This Week in Sports, brought to you by somebody who knows a lot about sports, and Chris. But racing. Hey, is the final entry list for the Rolex 24 done? Like, is the spotter guide ready?
No,
like,
it's
that's,
not.
That's when I pay attention. That's when I pay attention. I'm like, okay,
that should
now we've got.
That should come out in the next week or two, I think.
All right. Well, when that comes out, I'll pay.
Because it's after the Roar at the 24, because that's usually
Right.
when they set all the. That's when they test everybody.
They qualify.
And no, it's not qualifying, but they test. There's 50. I think it's 55 teams.
Whoa.
55 cars.
This race is so weird. It's gone through in only how long have I been paying attention? God, it's almost 10 years now that I've been really paying attention to it as much as I do. And it seems like it goes through these cycles of like nobody shows up and it's just like these really tiny teams to then there are these years like this year where it's just like a massive, money being thrown at it. So that's kind of strange how cyclical that is.
Yeah.
Or whatever drives it. Drives. So.
Well, and that's part of my fear too, is with the Pro Bowl being in Orlando. I wonder how crowded it's going to be on Saturday.
Do you really think it'll have an appreciable effect on attendance to that?
I think there will be a percentage bump, some percentage bump. Yes,
Okay,
I think people will.
You couldn't pick a safer phrase to hang your hat on. I'm really going to go out on a limb and say that
it'll be a non-zero number above zero that will.
Here are the 4 guys that came this year that didn't come other years because of the Pro Bowl.
Well,
all right. Well, Glenn was right. There was a bump. All right, you
always be winning.
Always I bet you did something with a spreadsheet to come up with that projection. Let me get out my little Excel charts and show you how that works.
Oh God! All right.
Was this a show? Are we done? Hey, thanks for coming, everybody.
We haven't started yet.
This has got to be the after show at least, right? This can't.
Yes,
you can't waste this. If this ends up
after.
on the floor, I'm gonna be very sad.
This will be the after show.
Hey, you know what you need to do? You need to have like a. You need to have like a little.
Gold.
Okay, Cherry. You need to have like little sound bumpers of like the cars going around the track or something. Yeah. Let's totally rip off ATP and other podcasts. Podcasts. Get some podcasts here.